I wanted an update, and your update here on June 5th, 2020 is that they're not even talking to each other, and everybody's essentially screwing it up. So what do you think here? I mean, what at some point we will get it. We're at least going to get 50 games, right? That's what we're going to do. And
yes,
right.
I think it'll be somewhere in that range, Rich,
okay.
if there's no agreement. And so what happens if Rob Manfred announces, here's our schedule?
Yep.
First off, the players wouldn't have much choice but to show up and play. If they don't, they'd be staging an illegal strike in the middle of a labor deal. And that's not a good idea. That creates all sorts of legal issues and others. But here's the question. If that's how this gets done, would the players do anything besides play? You think they would talk to people like me on Zoom after games, before games? They're going to meet with sponsors? I don't think they would do anything except play the games. They wouldn't allow an expanded postseason, so that would cost baseball revenue. There would be nothing but acrimony. There would just be baseball games. And then, of course, that would set the stage for the labor deal expiring in a year, and that just looks more and more like labor Armageddon.
Well, what about this, Jayson? What about certain players who are crucial to their team's chances, not saying that we're not playing because I'm pissed about the labor agreement. I'm not playing because I'm concerned about my health, so I'm not playing. I mean, how would that be handled?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I wrote about it a week or so ago after Rob Manfred said on CNN that they wouldn't force anybody to play who didn't feel safe playing. And this should be part of the negotiations. And I think if it were, you'd have three different classes of players. You'd have, first off, a group of players who would fall under high risk. They're cancer survivors, or they've had a heart issue, or they have diabetes, whatever. They would clearly be at risk. And I think those players would have the right to opt out and get full salary and service time. I think they would almost have to do that. But then the other two categories are very problematic. One is, all right, you're not high risk, but you have a family member who's high risk. And that would seem like it would fall under the same category, but how are we defining family member? Suppose you just had aging parents, grandparents, whatever, living with you who would be high risk. Would that be enough to qualify? And then the union would want that third category of player to be just somebody who says, we don't feel comfortable playing. What the union proposed over the weekend for that player was, all right, that player wouldn't get paid, but would get full service time. So hold on 1 minute. You think the Dodgers would be in favor of Mookie Betts sitting out the season and then he becomes a free agent?
No way.
What a fun negotiation that would be. So it would be best if this were negotiated out. I'm guessing if it's just Rob Manfred announcing here's the schedule, they would say high-risk players fall under one category. Everybody else has to play.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.